Alright, so I did my speech on whether popularity exists or not. Personally, well, and I would assume that most of you do agree that it does exist, but if you want to look further into it, we can talk about if it's necessary that it exists. I believe that it is completely unnecessary for popularity to exist. It's just kind of an ongoing fad that happens every single year, and as like time goes on, popularity changes. So it's not like, because by definition of fad, it's just more of a popular thing that happens for a short period of time. But this fad just keeps going on and on by the years because the fad changes but stays the same. So to start off, just to get a little feel of what I'm going for, how many of you have seen either the movie Breakfast Club? Raise your hands. Mean Girls? Or High School Musical? Thank you. Thank you, boys, for keeping your hands up, to be honest. Okay, so
I have all three of them.
each of those movies can be related in a sense of stereotypes and popularity. Let's think about The Breakfast Club. The first scene when they're in the library, you just see all the different types of groups or stereotypes of what is popular. You have Bender, who's like the bad boy. There we go. I can use that. The bad boy. You have Claire and forgot his name. Andrew, who are the populars. You have Brian, who is the nerd, and then you have the basket case, whose name I forgot. But then we can move also into High School Musical. The song Status Quo, where they're in the cafeteria, and everyone's like changing about who they are. That kind of is showing how you can break out. They had the skater boy playing the cello. They had the mathlete dancing hip-hop on top of the table. So you have the athlete baking creme brulee. There's so many different things that can happen. And then finally, this is my favorite example, is Mean Girls. And just think back to the cafeteria scene, where you just see every single group. You have the sexually active band geeks, the Asian nerds, the hot Asians, the black hotties, the varsity, the JV, the art freaks, the plastics, most importantly. Plastic is where I'm going to lead off on this. The plastics are the popular group, and what I think is the most relatable, considering in our school, we joke around and we have our group called the Plastics. For those of you who don't know, there is a group in the school who like to call themselves the Plastics. And what I like to approach right now is, why do people feel like they need to relate themselves to a movie? This movie is fictional, right? Or how fictional is it? So is there truth to this movie? So what I did next was I took a study, and I got 10 freshmen, 10 sophomores, 10 juniors, and 10 seniors. I gave them an analysis on popularity. Questions such as, what define popularity? Rate yourself from a scale of 1 to 10 on how popular you think you are, and rate from 1 to 10, how strong do you think that our social groups are? Do we have social groups in this school, or do we not? Alright, so for freshmen, I got 10 out of 10 defined popularity as the groups who go out and party, mostly upperclassmen. The sophomores, I got 8 out of 10 who defined popularity the same exact way. Juniors defined popularity the exact same way at 8 out of 10, and seniors 9 out of 10 who defined popularity in the same way. The existence of popularity, all said yes. 10 out of 10 said yes for each class. And then for the rating yourselves, freshmen tended to rate themselves lower, and then as you go up on the scales went higher for each class. So I think, yeah, it exists, and we all know, yes, it exists in Pembroke High School. Is it necessary? I don't. If you think to Henry David Thoreau, his life is on simplicity. If we have to live up to these standards of stereotypes and expectancy of who we're going to be and give into peer pressures like such as like drinking, smoking, whatever it is to be cool or popular, then like why should we do that? Shouldn't life be simple, like Thoreau says? Shouldn't we just be happy with who we are? I lost my thought. Oh yeah. So I'm not going to ask you guys now if you think it's necessary or not, but what I am going to ask you is, what do you think popularity is? Just anyone right now. What do you think popularity is? How would you define popularity, just like the freshman, like the 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and 9 out of 10 as the group that goes out in parties tends to be upperclassmen? Do you agree with that? Is popularity only found in upperclassmen? I don't think so. I think popularity exists throughout your entire life. Think back to kindergarten. Who was the coolest kid? Well, the coolest kid was the kid who brought in the best snacks. You had someone sitting next to you with the Hostess cupcake, and you have, like, grapes. I want to hang out with the kid with the cupcakes. I don't want to hang out with the kid who has grapes. I don't want grapes. I want cupcakes, you know? And then even going through elementary school, middle school, and even into your adult life, popularity matters in your standing. Even just thinking about elections. We have what's called a popular vote. There's a popular vote. So does it, like, it matters. Is it necessary? I think not. I'll end this entire thing, because I've been going on for a while, with this quote from Horace Greeley, who says, "Fame is a vapor, popularity is an accident, and also riches. Only one thing endures, and that is character."